Stomach's growling.
How many tacos leave?
Hello, this is Uncle Jim. This is part 2 of the Zasava M77 308 AK, which is in the middle. Now, last video, I made some boo-boos. I said it was made in Bosnia. It's made in Serbia. They both have a IA at the end. Okay, give me a break.
They're right next to each other.
Yeah, well, and then I called the ALG trigger the AGL trigger. So there you go. It's old man stuff. So that's clarified. Now, we have beautiful sunshine out. It's warm out now. And so with my bad hip and all, I'm going to go out there and dig out the snow around the target, spray the swinger. I might even put a 4-inch swinger at 100 yards for this, and we'll go from there. Now, the reason we're lollygagging is we should have a scope coming for this today. So why shoot up some more ammo other than sighting in the sights? We'll do both. All right. So, stomach growling. Anyway, this is a pussycat to shoot. Now, I wish it has 3 adjustments, 1 to 3. I wish they had like a 0 where they had one more lower adjustment. And I saw where a guy made his own. Figure that out. Anyway, so he got his scope mount in today, RS regulate, fully adjustable, 4 and aft side to side. So you can get this precise, and it'll hold 0 every time you take it off. So that's good. Something happens to your scope, you can rip it off, use your sights. So right now it's got the muzzle brake back on it that it came from the factory. Now, my son throws another 8-ball in the mix, and he said, "Hey Dad, check this out." And he took the muzzle brake suppressor adapter off of this and put it on his wasser, and by golly, it looks like it's concentric.
Ran the rod in there and it lined up.
Look for everything, yeah. So AKs do not have a good reputation of being concentric for a can unless it's like new manufacturing like this. But we might have to try it in the wasser. I'm afraid, I'm very afraid, but if it works on there too, he can put the adapter, yeah. Now on AKs, if you're using a can, you don't run your adapter or mount all the way to the side. It references off of the end of the barrel, okay? So that's how it's squared up. Because of course your front sight post is going to be different on every gun. So I got him this wasser. I gave it to him. I got this from a buddy, brand new. He only shot a few rounds for $425, no tax, private sale. And these things have gone crazy. AKs are crazy right now.
Oh, Wasser 10's over 1,000 now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, easy over 1,000.
Anyway, it's a great little gun. I gave it to my son. I have a Norinco. He loves this.
It's funny, for the price of this, for just like a couple hundred more, you can have this one.
Yeah. Anyway. So some people might wonder how come the son didn't shoot it in the video. We did have video of him shooting it on paper at close range, and we were checking different ammo. So
it was snowing so hard though.
Yeah, we did it in the snow, outside. I did 2 garage door pops in that video, so I only shot it twice. He shot the rest. And to me, it was a pussycat to shoot. That was on setting 2 with the South African, right?
Yeah, it was nothing.
Yeah.
Even with the full up, it was okay on setting 1.
Yeah, with the 308.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're really happy with this, but we gotta, get her all dialed in. So today we're gonna wait on the scope before we shoot it. And so that might be tomorrow morning, unless it shows up earlier. And we'll go from there. So I used to have a Sega N308. When they first came out, they were sporters, so they had a regular rifle stock on them. And my cost, I was working in a shop at the time, this is when they hit the US, was $189. My cost, plus tax. Crazy. I regret trading that for 3 revolvers. The reason I traded it off, and I regret it now, because this is before conversions, and they didn't.
All the aftermarket stuff.
Yeah, they didn't have regular capacity magazines for the Sega, and I regret that. So it's good to have a 308 back. My Sega, I put a Russian scope on it that had the mount built in. The funny thing is I couldn't read anything on the scope. It was all in Russian, but it worked awesome. I think it was 4 power. And I loved that gun, and so I'm glad he's got a 308 AK back.
Well, the scope that's going on that is going to blow that scope out.
But that could have been an AK now, all US compliant. But, you know, it is what it is. You have regrets sometimes. So on this one, he's going to tiger the wood. This one he's going to leave alone. He likes the wood.
And I'll have the neighbor make me up a cheek riser out of leather.
Yeah, he's got to do a cheek riser. He's going to do it out of leather so it looks old school.
And I think that's what the bump is for, so the cheek riser doesn't move forward.
And this mount is pretty low. It's like a 1/4 inch, if anything, above the plate.
Not even a quarter, probably.
It would line up with this sight if I brought the sight up one. Mm-hmm. And then low rings, 1 to 6 power.
RS Regulate makes the best mounts.
These are RS Regulates mounts. Same with this one. So you can move it this way, that way, and fore and aft. Unlike other mounts, and they hold solid and they hold 0. We've already known that.
They hold 0. They're built really tough. Yeah. They come off and on real easy.
On the M77, they have their own mount. Everything.
It's Yugo pattern.
Everything on this. Okay, you're a little fast for me today. Everything on this is Yugo. So you can put Yugo stocks on it, Yugo mounts, and that makes everything easy. So basically, Yugo, they go hand in hand. So unfortunately, we're not going to be shooting, but we can get things dialed in, rigged up, and go from there. And then I'll be gritting my teeth if we shoot this with a can on it, but it looks like it's concentric in 7.6239. Of course, they're not going to be quiet because you got gas ports and stuff. However, they're much more quiet than shooting them regular.
Yeah, they'll be a lot more quiet without.
And you'll get blowback, so you might get gassed. But we'll see. All right, what are we missing here? So yeah, I'll probably hike out today. It's sunny out. It's warm. It's going to be in the 50s. So we got a couple days we can play around with this. I can go get my hip all messed up in the snow out there, but the snow is nice and hard. I can walk on it without sinking to my knees. And I thought I'd just do an update on this.
You're going to put a scope back on your file, aren't you?
So he has 3 magazines for this. The magazines are very nice. I mentioned that before. They rock in and out nice. They're like the FAL. And down the road for precision, you might put this trigger in it.
An ALG or a CMC starting to make really nice triggers for it.
I don't trust CMC.
Yeah.
No, they've had ARs double.
Okay.
I know. I like the ALG, but the reason they stuck with this trigger, it's heat treated, it's reliable, you're not going to worry about it down the road. And they went with their trigger, and they didn't want to mess with that for U.S. parts.
Well, maybe next time the ALG's on sale, I'll have one.
Another thing I didn't mention, you'll see some of these with tactical stocks and tactical rails. You can put an adapter on here and use any kind of stock you want.
Yeah, Zastava, there's a lot of stock options for Zastavas.
Yeah.
It's very modular in the back. There's no tangs or nothing.
So if you don't like traditional like we do, you could go AR looking. I don't like AR.
JMac
AKs.
Customs makes a free float handguard for it if you want more
Yeah,
accuracy.
it's like lever actions. You put rails on them. It's just wrong. And collapsible stocks, it's wrong with an AK type deal. For me, anyway. All right, what else we leave out here? Grip feels good. I like it.
Yeah, it's
It's a
nice.
pussycat, you know. Some might say, "Oh, it's overgas." It's this thing. It kicks much less than my Sega did, and that didn't kick much at all. I mean, it's just like anything else.
Probably a little heavier than your Sega though.
This is a little heavier than the
It's got
Sega.
a thicker receiver.
The receiver's thicker. The
That bulge
trunnion,
trunnion.
the
Yeah.
trunnion's thicker, and it's not bad though. I think it was 9 pounds with the magazine.
With the mag and no rails or nothing on
And
it.
I
It was
haven't
9
weighed-
pounds even.
I haven't weighed this, but to me, it wasn't a big difference between grabbing an AK and grabbing that, and that one's 308. Now, of course, once it's loaded, you got 30 rounds versus 20. It'll be similar. So, and the FAL is heavier than this because the FAL has a really thick, solid receiver. There's another thing. For years and years, I've had the suppressor mount for this FAL, but it's left-hand twist, and my mount is right-hand. So I'm going to have this threaded, just take off this much and thread it right-hand and put my flash hider mount on there that I've had ever since I've been getting into cans. I've had it 10, 12 years and never did anything about it.
I think the FAO would be
The
pitching with
the FAL is going to be the best suppress because you can turn the gas completely off and rack it like a slide action or a bolt action if you want to. And you can turn her all the way down to Chinatown and just let them barely plop out with a can on there. So there's basically the differences. This one's more paratrooper size. This brake here, and the barrel's actually here. It slips over it and makes it more rigid, and it shoots really good, even with the bipod engaged, pulled out. So I will probably scope this. I have the mount already. I just took off and put the regular cover on there. And I did have a red dot on it before and some cheap scope, and it worked great that way. So we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll make these two scoped, and they shoot good. As a matter of fact, this one, that Rob guy from the Russian
AK Operators Union.
AK Operators Union, the guy that does all the videos on AKs, he's had these in parts guns, and he's had the complete gun, and was shooting them out to 600 yards, banging silhouettes from 1 to 6 right in a row and not missing.
Yeah,
So
no problem.
that's all we need. So it does shoot decent. And no, it's not going to be a match bolt action, but that's not what this is about. It's kind of like when the M1 came up in World War II, there was a big difference between bolt guys and M1 guys. There's a difference about laying down some fire. Anyway, I guess that's it. Any last words?
I might take it coyote hunting with the neighbor.
He might take a coyote hunting with the neighbor. That's a little overkill, but
Hey, he's been having to shoot out further, so why not?
okay.
He says they're not coming in as close.
Yeah, but you can use a AR for that or whatever. All right, we'll argue about that later. So, Mr. Trump is here. Any last words, Mr. Trump?
I saw his channel. What an amazing channel.
Ah, jeez. Until next time.